What's up, guys? Matt Scientist here. Today's another video of a couple updates. Sorry I haven't been doing updates because I've been busy and yada yada yada. So first of all, I'm gonna start on the Black Widow here. It's no longer Swamp Rat. I didn't like the name anymore. It sounded yuck. But it seemed like Black Widow matches the personality to this mower, so I'll keep it like that. First thing first, I bought bullets. This is actually valve stem caps. I just decided to put bullets on it just to give it a weird look. Well, an unusual look. Since this mower, when I got it, it didn't have the correct hood. The hood was messed up, so I had this hood lying around, and I think I said in this last video, but I had it lying around, but it didn't want to open up all the way. So, because when I opened it, it wouldn't fall back down. So I did this. I hooked up a chain. You do? Well, before we do that, I put mesh in here so stuff won't get in the motor and stuff, even on the front. I paint it black, but what you do is pull this open and chain on, and there it holds the hood. 16 do. Yeah. Get your chain, put it back up there, and boom. You already know about the bumper and the little light. Yeah. Regular original headlights. Everything's the same. I don't know if I talked about the pulley swap I did. I guess I'll get to that. It stopped pulley on the front. Now, still the stock everything. At the back, instead of 4-inch, it's now 3.5, which it does pretty goddamn good. It's a good high and low, so that's pretty good. Back bumper, I had lying around. This was already welded to this piece, so I just welded the whole thing to the frame, but you know, it's there. GoPro mount, it kind of snapped, so I gotta fix that. Fender flares, this is my fender flares here. Is just, conveyor belt, like factory conveyor belt. That's all what this is. Very flexible. I didn't want to do the back. I still wanted to get a little bit mud, but I did. Instead, I didn't have enough, so I just bended up the back of the frame. Battery still going to be in the back, but now that's my, trunk for now. Steering wheel came off of it's a race car steering wheel. Last time it had a 12.5, now it has a 14.5. Big and Stratton OHV single cylinder IC quad. Ungoverned. And yes, it's hooked up to my catch can. I hooked up my dual fuel cell. And I think I gotta do something about this carburetor because it doesn't want to run when you idle. When you mash the accelerator, it wants to die, even when on choke or choke off. Got this little air filter deal on here that actually has the filter built in. There's one shut off and there's the other. That. So yeah. Everything's simple in this one. This is your power. This turns power to all mower. That's your ignition right here. This is your starter button for a headlight and tail light. Yeah. Another thing I did to this mower is I'm working on the Fearless front style two-handle shifter. That has the brakes. I just gotta hook that up one of these days. So all this is a piece of pipe I bent to 90 degree. Yeah, I would say it's around 90 degrees. I put that on, welded up, and got this bike handle put on here. And this is actually the shifter piece to one of these white body LTs, and I slept one there. So yeah, and no, this is not Murray. It's Pullon. Yeah, tires. I did all cut. Cut 20s. Get you a good good traction. And these things work crap of good. Very good. You can see I can move the whole mower. On the front, I did a different style on the cuts. I did paddle tires on the front. I thought it just looks cool if I do different styles. So yeah, that's the Black Widow. Next is good old Reaper. This started as a 2002 Murray White Body LT. Um, Still has the factory engine, which is a modified 14.5. It is ported on the exhaust and intake side. I also ported this too. The engine's ported and the intake's ported. And yes, it's ungoverned because here's the governor. It's bypassed. I guess you can say it like that. Yeah. So that has that, and if y'all hadn't noticed already, it does have, I guess you can say, it's train style thing, because I thought it looked cool. So I got that in there. Has the Phillips front style pull start. It works pretty good. It also has, homemade catch can. Another thing is this thing has gauges. This is your power gauge. Here's your oil temperature gauge. Indicator light lets you know you have power to all your systems. So if anything messes up, that light will never come on. I got a charger output here. Here's my starter button, ignition, power, and horn. Yeah, this thing I didn't spend that much. I guess I could say about around 500 for the whole build. Fix this. There we go. Yeah, that one I kind of just found scraps and built that one up. This one I actually did put money into. I would say around $200 to $300 at least. The shifter, not the shifter, the clutch I cut because I didn't kind of like it. I'm thinking about coming up and out at 90 because I don't like how this kept interfering with my sidebars. Yeah, here's a seat I had, a temporary seat because the other seat I didn't like. It didn't match the personality, but this one kind of does, so I'll probably keep it. Tires are TSL ATV Super Swampers 22 by 12.5 by 8. I got these for luckily $60 for both tires from a tire shop. They were used, but they do the job. So yeah, and my fronts, they're opposite. Both of them different. That's Carlisle Trail Whoops. This is Maxis. I don't know what the name of them, but these is Maxis. This is the one that actually came off the Swamp Rat. My first lawnmower I ever had. I just cut the rim a little bit, the space on the rim to fit them on. So that's pretty good. I did some frame work, hood work. I didn't like how the hood looked, so I did some modifying to kind of give it like an old Sears look. So I took the lights out that was already in it, cut a square like the Sears did, put grill here, left this open, and meshed the bottom in because I cut that square out and put mesh in. So it looks kind of like a Sears. So I'm kind of going with this build. Here's the bumper I had on there when I first bought this mower. That was the first thing I did put on here was that. The lights I put on the bottom. So yeah, that's most of it. Another thing I did is this throttle I built a couple weeks ago. It came off of I think it's I don't know what this came off of. It was I guess it was I think it was a Chevy Nova brake, I think. But it was like freaking long, so I cut it to size. Cut it. It came up to right here, so I chopped it off, welded up. And this is actually the shifter off the Black Ops mower, which is I gave away because it was all bent up and stuff. It was no good anymore, so I cut that off before I had it because I thought I was going to reuse it, which I'm glad I did. Welded up to this, and it had this little tang at the bottom. Right there, I hooked my cable up, added an extra spring, and yeah, works good for what it's for. Okay, shifter. This is actually came off of a mini mower. One of my friend's old mini mower, she had it laying around, so I took it off. This is actually the clutch pedal for old Murray clutch pedal for my old Murray mini mower. So welded that up. So it does pretty good. Cup holder, and here's a rack I made a couple months back. This is actually an ironing board. I cut the short piece off and squared it off so make it look even. Got 2 bars, welded each bar to the square tube, this thick square tube I had, welded it to the frame of the mower, welded both tubes to the square steel to this, and it's pretty sturdy. So that's all that's on this one. And I guess I add this one in. And this is, I don't know what year, but I do know it's a John Deere